Welcome to a Schoology tutorial with Cherie Brown. In today's tutorial, we will look into Schoology and how to clone materials into multiple courses in the easiest way possible. Let's start in Schoology. The first thing to note is that there is no easy way to take one material and copy it over and over again into the course, even within the same course into other courses, keeping due dates, categories, homework weighting, etc. So what we're going to do is look at what are some workarounds and creative ways we can do that. The first suggestion is to create a template course. So you can see I have that. And what you want to do is set up this gradebook in this course so that all of your other courses will look just like it. So I'm going to go into the gradebook setup, and I'm going to make sure I've got all the categories that I want. Now I already have some categories. I have assessment, discussion, gradebook, homework. So make sure whatever categories you're going to want these materials to apply to will be the exact same categories in all of the courses you're cloning into. If you need to remember how to add a category, you would click Add, title it, decide how you want to calculate it, drop the lowest. Any of these settings will copy over into our new course. The other thing we want to do is make sure our grading period is set up, that we have our scales. Anything here we want to have dialed in so that when we are ready, we can copy these settings into our future courses. Before we can copy them, we have to have the course shells created. So we're going to go in and create a few course shells. We're going to stick with a math theme. So we're going to go with Algebra 1. And we would set in any section codes we have to, or any course codes. This would be a math course. And let's say Algebra 1 would be about 9th grade. Choose the appropriate grading period and create. For the sake of time, I'm just going to demonstrate 2 courses. If you have many courses, then you would set them all up here. If they're already set up, then you can skip this step. All right, now we have our 2 courses. We're going to go back to our template course, and we have to copy our gradebook to those courses before we begin importing materials. The gradebooks have to be set up first. So now when I copy my gradebook to all my other courses, I do get to choose categories, any of these things. I'm just going to choose all of them. I haven't set up all of them, but I'm going to choose all of them. So now the first thing I've done, I have my gradebooks now set up in those other courses. Now the next piece is materials. We're going to go into this template course, and I've already got some materials in here, so I've done this before. I'm going to go and I'm going to create a folder. It's just easier to copy over a folder. And let's suppose that what I want to do is create monthly folders for all my courses for every month. So let me be kind of creative here. Give a description if you want it, make it available. Now we're going to add some material into that folder. So go into our folder, add material. I'm just going to do 2 assignments for now. Let's suppose one assignment might be we want students to turn in a daily work sample. So we're an independent study school. Make sure that we do directions every time. That way, give all the directions a student would need, any links they need to copy, anything that they would need that's generic enough to put here. You can always come back into each of these folders and add more information, but anything that would be generic enough you want to put there. The points will copy over, so add whatever grading points you want. Make sure to set up whatever grading category this would fit in, because that's going to copy over. Double check the semester, it's all accurate. If you're adding any rubrics or scales, add those here and create. So now that assignment is ready to go. Let's add one more just so we can see the process. This would not work for doing quizzes only because your quiz material is going to change. So let's suppose this one is going to be for a gradebook log. So we want our students to give us information on what they've been doing. So again, we give directions, exactly explicit directions. We're going to clone those every time so students never have to go back and look for information. Let's suppose we just really want to grade, did they do it or not do it? So give it a point, just 1 point, and scale, rubric, create. So now we have our folder, and the goal is to clone this folder into multiple courses multiple times. So it's going to require multiple steps. So the next thing we're going to do is go back to our folder. So we just have the folder. There it is. And we're going to copy this to those courses. So I'm going to choose my courses I want to copy it to. Now here's 2 ways you can do this. You can either copy it to the courses, in which case you can copy all your due dates and do it all at one time, and then go to each course and rename the folder to the corresponding month. Another way to do it would be to go into one course, copy it, rename it, and then copy it to all your other courses. I'm going to show you that way just because from trial and error, I think that way is faster. I'm going to copy it. And of course, if you only have a couple courses, it's not as big a deal as if you have 6 or 7. Now you'll notice it gives me this option for advanced settings. That allows me to create a due date while I'm doing this copying process. Everything else will be copied. I could change it if I want, but it will be copied. But the due date is the one piece that will not copy. You'll notice my scroll bar over here allows me to scroll down and do the same thing for the other assignment. It's easy to miss that. I tell you that from trial and error. And again, I've got my gradebook set up and I'm going to copy it. Now, if I've got 9 months, I'm going to do that 9 times. Let's just do it one more time just for the sake of practice. So same course, I'm going to copy that folder, advanced settings, add due dates. Now this is going to be February. Scroll down, advanced settings, going to go to February, copy the folder. So now I've copied my monthly folder into one of my courses twice. Now if you're going to do it 5 times, do it 5 times. The next thing I'm going to do is go into that course. I'm going to go back up to courses. That was my Algebra 1 course I just created. There it is. I'm going to go into that course and you'll see I've got it twice. Now the one thing, Schoology is predictable. I know that it was in order that I created. So this first one is January, the second one is February. If I want to double check, I can check by going inside of it and you'll see the due dates. So you can confirm that it really was February. I'm going to hit the back button. But I know that this one area of Schoology is very predictable, so I can just edit it. I know that first one was going to be the one that I set up to be January, so I'm going to type it January. And I'm going to edit this one to say February. Now, from here, I'm going to copy this into all my other courses. So I'm going to go copy to courses, and this time it will carry over the algebra January name. Now notice I only have the algebra I really want to demonstrate to another course. So let me pick another just random course in here. Pick one. And you'll notice now it's giving me both courses with advanced settings. So here you'll see I can do all my grading at due dates at one time. So I'm going to go through that same process. This was the January, so I'm going to make it January. Scroll down. This piece is tedious, but it's better than going into each of these courses and doing it then. That's even more clicking. So now I'm going to go into the other course and change the due dates one assignment at a time. I know it's not easy, but it is better than all the other alternatives. All right, so now we've got January is dialed in. Now we would do the same thing for February. So February, copy to courses. I'm just going to show you what it's like to copy it into 2 courses. Advanced settings, set due dates. Everything else copies except the dates. Remember, this was my February, so I'm changing it. Don't hit save copy folder yet. It's really easy to get trigger happy with that copy folder. Now I'm going to do the other course, set all the due dates. I'm doing February. So hopefully you can see if you're doing multiple folders into multiple courses, it's good to get one course with the folders renamed, because it's really easier just to scroll down than it is to open up multiple courses and change due dates and titles. Okay, so now we can copy all the folders. And just to show that everything copied, let's take a look at one of those courses. So I'm going to go into my courses, I'm going to find the Algebra 2 course, and there's my January folder and my February folder. And actually I can see over here that the due date's copied as well. So that is the workaround for cloning course material into multiple courses.